Guess what we're drinking today? But wait, if it's your first time to Sipping Tea with Eve, welcome. I'm Eve. Sipping Tea with Eve is a relaxed space for us to take care of ourselves, reflect on lessons, happy dance on blessings when it comes to how we show up as leaders. Let's get this tea brewing. So we always start with the tea of the day. Today I'm drinking chamomile. It's a popular plant. You probably most likely have drunk it before. And it's an herb that comes from the daisy-like flowers of the plant family. People who make chamomile tea, usually the flowers are dried and then you infuse it into hot water. And it's like a caffeine-free alternative, right, to black or green tea. And I think it's kind of earthy and sweet in taste, so that's why I like it. Some of the properties that it helps with has a lot of antioxidants, and it may aid in like sleep and digestion as well. So that is the tea of the day, and I think a very calming tea is exactly what I need right now. But I want to talk about how silence is violence in leadership. You may think, I read CEO Daily, which is by Fortune, so Alan Murray usually sends it out. It's a really great newsletter, and I give Fortune some props because he said about 10 years ago, there wasn't a lot of people talking about social economic issues, like CEOs weren't really delivering a message about it. But now in these times, CEOs are giving a lot of comment and feedback and being very specific about what's going on in the unrest of these times. And I want to acknowledge and thank the CEOs, especially the CEOs who are Black, and of course not the white CEOs, for being specific and intentional about their messages and posting them. But let's go back a little bit. Leadership in general, right? Especially to as a startup founder, a successful creative, a startup CEO. When you talk about business and entrepreneurship, you're always talking about that you started your business to solve a problem, right? People always ask you, oh, what pain is your target market having? What pain are you relieving, right? And then they always ask, what is your pain reliever? Now, if you're in the business, even if you're in business for like, I guess, superficial level, for a very superficial level, this won't really resonate with you. But if you're in business to make an impact, to drive and provide a product that solves a problem, you're also in the business of healing, right? To see a pain and then relieve it, you're in the business of healing, right? And right now, what's going on in this world, to the people that you may serve, right, there's a big pain going on. And for a person of leadership, knowing that leadership is all about empowerment, and the main word in there is power, and power has influence, and power may also be physical things, right? The money that you have that you can utilize. If you're a leader and you know that it is your job and your role to empower, and with your power you have influence and also resources, then it is your due diligence to not be silent in the course of the people who you serve and may not even serve being in complete pain, right? So I say this to say, for some of the people who deem themselves as leaders, if you're silent right now, please know that that is an act of violence. It really is. And I framed it in this way so that you can really sit and empathize in the lens that you live and work in every day, to the people that you serve in your company, and for the consumers that are purchasing your products. It is an act of violence to remain silent. And again, maybe being silent, in your silence, you may not know what to do, but you definitely need to start asking conversations. You need to be reflective. You need to provide space so that you can sit and learn, so that we can build a future that we actually need. And I say this to say, even for myself, I'm going to read this and then I'll end. I like these videos to be under 5 minutes, so apologize if it goes over. My legacy of leadership right now has transformed in many different ways, and I've been reaching out to people to ask them how they've been doing. And someone finally a lot of people have been reaching back out and asking me how I've been doing. And I'm like, that's not your place. I'm asking you how you're doing. So I thank all the people who I've been reaching out with. reaching out to who've been asking me like, no, Eve, how are you? Right? So I'll share what I've said. I said, Mfati Gebelmun, which is in my native tongue for I'm tired, beautiful person. I'm just shook at how the tear gas lingered in the air for so long after it seeped into the house where I lived, burning my eyes. I'm doing peer to peer donations because I want to see where the money I can give can really support someone. I'm finding peaceful protests to join this weekend. I'm preparing to probably drag a couple of companies for being silent, reaching out to people to do virtual West African dance sessions, stress eating on things I'm not supposed to be eating, and then eating a lot of vegetables, along with keeping health, my businesses, my family, keeping up with my therapy sessions, just keeping life in check. I feel like I'm reassessing and reflecting on my values, the life that I want to live, and the healing of a community that I care for deeply. I want and need to be held accountable in being a leader, not as Eva Strategy, the business growth strategist and the leadership coach, but more of I'm an Afro woman, I'm an African Caribbean, I'm a Haitian woman, and I will live my best life in this lifetime. And my ancestors in the community that I know will understand that we are still here, right? So hold me accountable to that as a leader, right? And let us further revolutionize how hard and how smart we need to work for healing, because that's what we're in the business of doing. All right, love. So that is it for Eva Strategy. Please let me know if you need anything. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. See you later. Be safe.